DJ, drop a beat.
I'm Ryan Green.
And I'm Zack Taylor.
Together we are Commander Social. All right. Merry Christmas to everyone out there in audience land.
Yep.
So excited to bring you this holiday episode.
Yeah, we're definitely happy to be celebrating the holiday season with you guys.
Indeed,
Yep.
yes. And this episode is going to be about my year in Commander.
Christmas Land.
Yeah, Magical Christmas Land.
Yeah.
Where we all reside for today, for sure.
Yep.
So yeah, basically the idea is I recorded notes for all of my games this year, and we're going to dive into those and kind of pick it apart and look at some stats and statistics, because what says Christmas better than
Spreadsheets. Got there.
All right. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about this week. And so, you know, it is the season, and we do want to give a huge thank you to everyone out there in the audience.
Yeah.
You mean the world to us, and you know, this time of year it's special, and we are so happy that we get to share this with all of you out there.
Absolutely.
And we hope that you and yours are having a wonderful holiday season, and the best wishes to everyone out there. You know, we really, really do mean that. So with that said, you know, make sure if you're watching this on YouTube to hit the like button.
Or the subscribe button. And the subscribe button.
Or the jingle bells for ringy-ding notifications.
Right? So, yeah, with that being said, we want to give another special thanks to our patrons. Our patrons are super important to us. They support us. You know, they're awesome people to hang out with in Discord and chill. And, you know, we couldn't do it without you guys. And we appreciate the contributions so much.
And, you know, it is the season to give gifts, and we are giving our patrons a gift this season as well, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
What are we doing?
We are giving away a Throne of Eldraine bundle. It's got 10 packs of Throne of Eldraine.
Word.
Some number of foil lands. Some number of not foil lands. I think 20.
That's what I know. Yep. That's what I believe.
There's a spin down die.
Word.
I imagine there's a starter guide of some sort.
And maybe some art.
Yeah. Is there a promo card in the regular bundles?
Yeah, there sure is. I'm sure.
Cool. One of you lucky winners can, when you receive it and open it, let us know.
All right. So it's time to shout out our patron of the week.
Yep.
And this week is dedicated to Card Tyrant. Thank you so much. He's one of our newer patrons.
Yep.
You know, he participated in the Brawl tournament with us.
He beat me. He beat me round one. That Vraska, man. That Vraska is hardcore.
Yeah. And he's a huge supporter. You'll see his name in the credits at the end of the episode. Just huge thank you to Card Tyrant. We really, really appreciate your support.
And if you would like to support us and see your name at the end of the episode, you can go to patreon.com/commandersocial.
Excellent. 'Tis the season for plugs as well.
Yeah.
Self-promotion. Let's do it.
Where can they find you on Twitter, Ryan?
If you want to find me on Twitter, I'm at Green Geek.
I'm at Z4CK38, and together we're at Commander Social.
And we don't want to leave our Twitter followers out in the dark this holiday season. So we've got something special for you guys out there too. And it is one of these here. This Throne of Eldraine promo pack, right?
It's very promotionally. It's got some stamped cards.
Yeah, they have like the little silver planeswalker symbol. They're pretty sweet.
Dope. Yeah.
Yeah, so this could be yours. Any you know, just find the tweet and follow the instructions therein, and it could be yours.
Yeah.
All right. So we should shout out Channel Fireball here.
Yep.
Huge thank you to Channel Fireball. We are going to be
great place to buy singles. Great place.
Absolutely. By the time you're seeing this, it's Christmas already. So hopefully you already got those gifts for the magical people in your lives. But we are going to be guests at MagicFest Austin.
Yep.
Right.
We are going to be there, and yeah,
it's January 10th through the 12th.
Something like that, yeah.
And if you want to join in on the Command Zone, you can purchase 3-day passes for $80.
Which the Command Zone is really legit. We were in the one in MF Vegas, and
the very first one.
Yep. It was the trial run.
Turned out real well. From what I understand, yeah.
I mean, and how I felt, like, it was just nice. Like, in LA, we were like, oh, let's play, you know, under this table by this Coke machine. And here they're like, here are these nice tables and judges and everything you've ever wanted.
It was indeed magical Commander Land.
Exactly. Got there.
Yeah. So thank you to Channel Fireball for making that possible and having us be guests
out there. Yeah,
it's so exciting.
Means a lot.
All right. Okay. So Zach, what's been going on in your life, man?
Man, mostly normal stuff. But this week we had our usual, kind of Christmas office mixer for
as you do. Yeah.
You have some hors d'oeuvres, had some cheeses, and
ooh, I do love a good cheese.
I had a shrimp cocktail. It was pretty good. But my friends, Drew and Lauren, they played they have a band called Powder for Angelina, and then another friend of mine that works with me is named Daniel, and they played like these like a kind of a set of Christmas songs.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool, and they were really awesome. And then my other friend came who doesn't work. He like works from home all the time. Jordan, who's in a band called Cheap Wave. That I had the shirt the other day for, you know?
Oh, right. Yeah.
They convinced us. Like, I've never done karaoke before. Never. Like, I've always just been too scared to. And we got up there, and like, so Jordan's like, I'm gonna sing like the lead part, and then you, and then Drew and Daniel, the other two guys I mentioned, like you guys sing like the backup like female song.
La 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 la.
Well, no, so we did that song Love Shack. Who is it? The B-52s.
That it could be. Yes,
I think that's correct.
That's right. Yep.
But he's singing like the main dude, and then the girls like go da da da, and like the three of us were like doing these like falsetto kind of harmony things. And
man, I'm sorry I missed that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, no, there's a video of it that may make YouTube at some point. My boss filmed it because we were having such a good time, and like I was just like, man, like this is awesome. Like I definitely want to do this again in the future, maybe.
Nice, man. I want to watch that video regardless of where it ends up.
Yeah, no, I'll get it from her. So what about you, Ryan? What's going on with you, man?
All right. Well, it's time for your hashtag MTG Dad moment. And this one is going to be about Pokemon. So my daughter is really big into Pokemon these days.
As all we are.
We are indeed. I am playing it on the Switch currently. And my daughter...
like right now?
Well, not exactly currently,
okay.
But round about this time frame. And my daughter, she gets to stay up half an hour later than my son because she's older,
Yeah.
And so usually during that half hour, she's like, "Dad, can we play Pokemon?" And that really consists of like me playing Pokemon and her telling me what to do.
Right.
Right. You've seen it.
Yeah.
And so she'll be like, "Go catch that one," or go fight that one. And it's actually just a whole lot of fun. And she's like really into it.
Yeah.
But there was a moment about like a week ago in the car, I have like a little radio station for the kids on my phone that plays like, kid music. And one of the songs that will come on there is the Pokemon theme.
Yeah.
And she will sing it now.
Nice.
And, she sings it very quietly, and it's very, very cute. But, she's like, in a world we must defend. Like she knows that part real well. And it's just so cute to see.
Oh man, I want to see. Do you have that on video?
I don't. Obviously, if we could, we'd put a clip in here. But
oh yeah, but you're driving, so
yeah, there is that.
Yeah, I guess safety comes first.
The best gift is getting your kids home safe. I guess. Right. But no, it's just I don't know. It's just really cute. So yeah, that is your hashtag MTG Dad moment for this here holiday episode.
Man, the Pokemon game is so good. Like this is only like the third one I've ever played. Like I played the original one and then like a rant. It was Lightning 2, Black Lightning 2, something like that. I don't know. But this one, like, I got it like after we recorded last week. And then it's before we recorded last week now. And I'm like 26 hours in over the course of a week.
The game will grab you. It will.
Like, I don't usually play video games like that. But I guess part of it's I can like, put on one monitor on my screen and then like have my computer on the other and like multitask. But yeah, that's a cool thing.
Yeah, it's been really fun, like trading Pokemon back and forth and like sharing knowledge. And soon maybe we'll do some battles. Who knows?
Word. Yeah. So, if you want to get on our Patreon at the $5 level, you can join our Discord and join the Pokemon battle and fight us.
Oh, man.
You are cordially invited to give us $5 for the privilege of fighting us.
And let's be clear here. I'm an absolute novice and am likely to get my keister whooped. That's
same,
for sure.
Same, obviously same. But it's just like when you play me in Brawl.
All right. So it's not an episode of Commander Social if we don't thank one Mr. Mike Condon. Mike, you are an awesome person. You help us out every week. You are our silent partner.
Great friend.
And yeah, great friend. And
gentleman.
What are we thinking for this week?
Looks like Choco Tacos. Like, it's nuts. Like, I thought they didn't make those anymore.
Yeah,
like,
well,
I haven't seen them in a long time. And then
Mike's got the hookup.
Mike found some, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, this really is magical Christmas land.
It's a tasty frozen treat in a waffle with some ice cream and some chocolate on top.
I mean, what more could you want?
I mean, thank you, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
All right, and I want to give a huge shout out to Lee, one of our patrons, who helped out hugely with this episode. So we're going to get into it a little bit later, but I did have a spreadsheet where I recorded all my games, and Lee did some wizardry there where he made like some charts and graphs and stuff, and probably throughout the episode you'll see some of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just helped, like, I recorded all the data and he helped like kind of suss it out. And huge shout out, Lee. Thank you so much.
Lee, I've heard that he's called the Spreadsheet Whisperer.
Lee.
All right. Spreadsheets.
Okay, so it's time for a segment we like to call
Commander Rules.
So on Commander Rules, we like to take a deep dive into the concept of comprehensive rules of Magic the Gathering, and this week's rule is 101.4.
Okay.
All right. If multiple players would make choices and or take actions at the same time, the active player whose turn it is makes any choices required, then the next player in turn order, usually the player seated to that player's left, makes any choices required, followed by the remaining non-active players in turn order. Then the actions happen simultaneously. This rule is often referred to as the active player, non-active player, or APNAP for short rule.
APNAP. I like those.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as good as a real nap, but
it's close enough.
But it's close enough. All right. So there's an example. I always love rules with an example.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, before I read the example, do you have any like read on this yet?
I mean, I get it. I understand it. And like, it comes into play. Well, it's the same, but it's sort of different. It's like, in a game of Commander, you have 4 players. Oh, theoretically, usually right?
in the best case scenario.
Yeah. And so it's like, I do something, and then Brando gets a response, and then, TH gets a response, and you can get a response, and then it happens or whatever. But you're saying this is simultaneous.
It is, yes.
So I don't quite understand why the order matters if it all happens exactly at the same time.
All right. Well, then we're going to educate you and the listeners at home. So here we go. Okay. So the example says a card reads, each player sacrifices a creature. Okay. First, the active player chooses a creature they control. Then each of the non-active players in turn order chooses a creature they control. Then all creatures chosen this way are sacrificed simultaneously.
So you have to make the choice first.
Well, and so the whole point there is like, maybe you have like Elish Norn in play and like some other creature, and it's like, well, are you going to sacrifice Elish Norn? Because if you do, then that changes what I sacrifice. And like,
right.
So the people in next turn order make their choices later, but then they all get sacrificed simultaneously.
Right. Honestly, in that position, like the farthest person away from you feels like they're in the best spot.
Yeah, they get the most knowledge for sure.
Yeah.
Or most information, I should say.
Correct.
So yeah, I don't know. So that's it for Commander Rules 101.4. What did you think?
Seems good.
All right. So listeners and audience out there, let us know if you knew this rule or if you had questions about it. We always appreciate that kind of feedback.
Word.
Okay. So that means
main topic.
It's time for the main topic. Here we go.
What is it?
We are going to talk about Ryan's games for 2019. So one thing here is
you
that
record these in your diary, right?
Yes, I'm just talking to my diary. Or typing in my diary.
It's like Jimmy Fallon when he's like Ryan. She's like, EDH game number 27. Zach, Dana, Max, me.
Dear diary.
Diary game 29.
Today, Zach comboed me out. It happened.
Right.
All right. So, okay.
Dear diary. Zach comboed me out, and I sort of want to fight him, but I don't know how.
He has not yet cordially invited me.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the deal. I recorded all of my games for the year of 2019. Yep. There's still a little bit of 2019 left as we're going here. But
close enough.
I've compiled it all, and I'm going to talk about the methodology and stuff. But what I want to do is encourage the folks at home to maybe think about doing this for next year, for 2020, because I had this question: how many games of Commander do I play in a year? And was like, really, the only way to know that is to count them, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I should probably like catch some other details about the games. And I turned out to like have a whole plethora of stuff here.
Yeah.
And lots of data and statistics that we can go over. So I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah, and like I think something to like help like pitch people on the idea of doing this. I started at the beginning of the year, and then I got like 2 games in, and I was like, "This is work," and I didn't. And then like now, like as it's gotten closer to the end of the year, Ryan's like, "Well, I'm gonna have all these statistics and all these charts and blah blah blah," and it's like I'm like, "What do I have?" As I'm looking at like my blank spreadsheet, nothing.
And you're like, my spreadsheet could have data in it.
I know, it's like I wish I had done this. So, folks at home, you should do this.
Well, yeah, and now's the time, right? Because when you're listening to this episode, there's probably like a week left before the start of 2020.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead. You know, it's a new year. Start it off. I think I'm going to continue it. I think that it was so much fun, and I had such a good time doing it this year. That I definitely am going to do it next year. And I don't know. I just think that hopefully the folks out there might enjoy doing it, and at the very least, like they might enjoy like hearing about like how many games I played and what the win-loss percentage is and all that kind of fun statistical data stuff. Because if our audience is like me, I'm a huge nerd and I love this statistics kind of stuff.
Yeah, same. So I mean, you totally put like your home address, social security number, and like credit card number, and
phone number, like, email address, all that good stuff. Yeah. But okay, so I should say, listeners out there, if you do enjoy this episode, and it's interesting to you, please let us know, because that kind of feedback, you know, helps inform us like for future episodes. You know, should we do this again? Should we do something different? We really do appreciate hearing that kind of stuff.
And the thing is, like, this episode is definitely like all of Ryan's games, and it's, you know, about Ryan, but I think that's fine, right? I think we're going to demonstrate to you how cool this is to be able to be introspective like this with your own games. And so really it's about us wanting to, because we'd love to see if you guys decide to do this, what your guys' statistics looks like, right? Like compared to ours. I think that'd be really, like, that's more data, more spreadsheets.
Yes.
Lee, whisper spreadsheet into my ear.
Okay, so it might be cumbersome to record all of your games in a spreadsheet, right?
Yeah.
And so my methodology for doing this was I just used my phone, right? My phone was always in my pocket, and I just like recorded like little stats about the game. And then later on, like towards the end of the year, I put it all in a spreadsheet, and maybe it would make more sense to do that like a little bit at a time, like maybe every week or every month. I definitely did it all in like one big kind of burst. But I think having it in your phone is probably the right way to do it. Maybe having a spreadsheet in your phone, if I could have figured that out.
I mean, if you got an iPad, no, I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, you do have an iPad. So I'm going to do it a little bit differently, because this is just kind of how I work, I guess. And this is an idea I got from Dan the Mustache Man.
Danny K.
He like made like a little book. Like he was like this, like he was like date, location, players' names, players' commander. And it's like a little thing you fill out with like your pen and paper, right? Like,
well, he even went so far as to like have like, how did everyone feel about the game? Did they have fun and stuff like that? Which I thought was a great idea.
Like he was like rating people and stuff, and like, yeah, I think it's awesome. And so I'm thinking about doing that. Although something about having that Moleskine notebook and that pen and just writing it by hand and then coming back and not being able to read it's going to be awesome. Magical
hipster land.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I didn't cop to being a hipster. I can't do that. You know.
Oh, okay.
You know
yeah, definitely not. Okay, so. One thing I wanted to say to the folks out there is that I'm going to take my spreadsheet and delete all the data from it and like make a template, and I'm going to post it out there on our drive and share it with you. It's my holiday season gift to all of y'all out there. So hopefully you can use it next year, and maybe we find out fun stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to share my blank spreadsheet as my gift.
Actually, I should just use your spreadsheet as the template.
Right? Here you go, guys.
Wait, just delete those first 2 entries.
Right.
Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about what an entry looks like, because you might be thinking to yourself, oh, this is kind of daunting. You're going to record like a whole bunch of stuff. And I really did like pare it down to like the barest essentials here. So you put a date on the entry. You put a location. For some reason, I just knew that'd be another data point, and I thought it'd be interesting. And then player 1 and the name, and then like a colon, or, you know, if a spreadsheet, like another cell, and like the name of the commander they played, player 2, and the name of the commander, player 3, ...
Player 6, player 7. Player 8.
Well, never player 7. That we never get that far. But and then usually like a 1 or 2 sentence description, including like who won and how they won. That's usually what I put in there. So that's really it. And that doesn't really take that long. And actually, so one of the things I found out is that there's a lot of downtime in a game of Commander.
No.
And I used that time to record the stuff. So I didn't like sit down and like before we drew our cards and stuff like, hold on, everybody, wait for 5 minutes. Let me do this.
No, you would do it during.
I would try to like take advantage of like, oh, somebody's tutoring or they're fetching lands or whatever.
Yeah, Zach just cracked an off-color fetch.
Word. Okay, so that's going to bring us to the numbers. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so one thing, here on Commander Social, we like to do things secret. And spreadsheets.
Secret spreadsheets.
And so Zach does not know any of the information.
I'm sorry, Mike.
So I have all the data compiled, and that's why I'm for the audience that's just listening, I'm holding an iPad so I can pull up the spreadsheet and some of the graphs and charts and stuff that Lee was so wonderful to help us with. And we're gonna
Thanks, Lee.
And then I'm gonna like have Zach like make guesses at all the numbers and stuff, right?
Who are we, Batman?
I'm Spreadsheet Man. All right, here we go. Let's see.
So let's see it. How'd you know my password to get into my iPad?
Is this your iPad?
I mean, I guess not anymore.
I've already changed the password.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
It was my social security number.
Okay, so here we go. This is the big ones.
All right.
So huge shout out to Dana Roach of CMDR Central and EDH Recast podcast because he's been posting all of his games on Twitter. And that was part of the thing that inspired me to do this. Like, I think I kind of had the idea separately, but then like watching him do that, like gave me the fuel to keep up. And
yeah, well, it's like when you have an idea and you're like, this seems okay. And then you see someone else do it and it's like, oh, that's validation. I'm going to do this now.
Yeah. Okay. So Zach, how many games do you think I played during the year of 2019?
125.
That's a good guess. It is not correct. It is less than that.
115.
It is 95.
I was about to say 98.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good. Like, so you're looking at around 2 games a week average, right?
Well, let's see. There's 52 weeks in a year, so...
I mean, I know that's 102, but I mean, it's a little less. I mean, if you round...
Well, and there's still a couple of days left, so maybe I can get, like, it'd be great to get to 100 because then the math is, like, super easy. It's like, oh, well, it's all percentage.
Oh, yeah. Nice. We should play exactly that many more games, like plan it out.
So I need 5 more games between now and the end of the year.
Okay.
Okay, so I've played 95 games.
Right.
Okay, so that actually is pretty good. It's actually more than I thought it would be.
Okay.
2 games a week is pretty good.
Yeah.
How many games do you think you played with me? What percentage of my games were blessed by Zach's presence? That's the real question.
Wait, am I saying a number or percentage?
A number, yeah.
Okay. Out of 95?
Yes.
Let's say 56.
Okay, all right. It was 70. The majority of my games were Zach Layden.
Okay.
The vast majority.
I mean, that seems right.
I mean, we hang out a lot.
Yeah, it's true. We do.
So are you surprised by that?
It's a little more than I thought because I felt like in LA, you got a bunch of games in that I wasn't a part of. And then there were a couple of games in Vegas that I wasn't a part of. But I mean, that seems about right.
Yeah. You know what? 70 of the games were fun games. I can say that.
Right?
No, that's not true. They were all fun. Okay.
68 were fun and 2 Zach comboed me out.
Okay. So the next question here, since I did include that location field.
Okay.
Right? Where did I play most often?
Probably Mothership. Or, no, wait. My house.
Shout out to the Mothership.
Yeah, Mothership.
All right. So, Zach, I'm going to share with you this time now.
Okay.
So you can see that I played roughly 40% of my games at Mothership. So,
Who's playing my house?
about, let's see, where's Zach's house? 16, or 16%, roughly 16.8%.
Okay. Legit.
So, folks, support your local game store, right? Like,
sure.
I really want to give a huge shout out to Mothership. They support us. A wonderful store and very like awesome place to play.
Yeah, decent people.
Yeah, for sure. And like I played 40% of my Magic this year there, and that's a big deal. And I don't know. Like it's the season for giving and sharing. And I really just am really happy that I have that place to play.
Word. Being that I'm in 70% of your games, I assume that's probably where I played the most as well.
That data I do not have.
I mean, I'm just saying I assume.
That it's probably true.
Most likely.
Okay,
Why don't you have that data?
I should. Well, you know what? If you filled out your spreadsheet.
That's true. Dang.
Okay. Next year, when we do this.
Are you spreadsheet shaming me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I mean, you're not wrong.
So, like next year we could do like a joint episode of like we could each like have a thing.
It'd be like the two Emery. Are you going to have an iPad by next year?
Maybe.
Is Arena going to be on iPad by next year?
We'll find out.
Yep.
Because that's how it'll happen.
See you in a year.
Hey, Christmas is coming up. Maybe I've been a good boy. Maybe.
Man child. That's what I call myself. Have I been a good man child this year, Santa? Yes.
All right. So I played 16 games at your house. I only played 7 games at my house. Turns out I have kids and we don't often play here.
Yeah, we don't play here as much as we used to. But I mean, it's reasonable. And then and my house is just easier. I mean, it's definitely easier for me.
All right. So here's another great statistic I thought.
Okay.
I played roughly 19% of my games for the year at MagicFest Las Vegas.
How many?
19%.
That seems about right. Like, we played a lot of Magic there.
If you round up, 1 out of every 5 games of Magic I played this year was at Las Vegas.
Word.
That means I played a lot at Las Vegas and not a lot other times.
Math checks out.
So like if you scroll up here,
whoa,
don't look at this bottom. So you can see here, like that's Vegas. Like it's like games over time.
Oh,
and like bloop, it like jumps up right there, right around.
How do you even
Las
make
Vegas.
this? That makes. I don't understand how you make graphs like that in Excel.
Yeah, Lee does a good job. Okay, so all right, Zach. The next question is, what percentage of games were 2-player, 3-player, 4-player, 5-player, and 6-player?
I mean, some percentages.
Yeah.
Like the 2-player games, there's probably only a few of those.
They were probably all with you.
Yeah, it's probably me and you. 3-player games, I think your majority, the high percentage is going to be the 3 and 4. And
that's right. That's right.
And then I think 5 is going to be a little bit lower, but 6 may be. 6 may be higher because I'm willing to play Secret Partner 6-player more than I am 5-player.
And we did a lot of that at MagicFest Las Vegas.
We did. Ask Dan the Mustache Man about that. Great story.
Okay, so here are the results.
Okay.
The majority of games were 4-player, 71.6%.
Legit.
3-player was the next biggest with around 11%.
That's what I would have expected.
2-player was less than 1%.
Okay.
5-player was about 10%. And 6-player was about 7%.
Seems right.
So, there's the graph if you want to check it out.
Legit.
Okay. All right, Zach. The next question is, which deck do you think I played the most?
Grenzo.
Okay. And how many times do you think I played it?
Out of 95?
Correct.
31.
Okay. Grenzo is correct. And it was 17 times.
Really?
Yep. I played that deck 17 times this year.
That's all?
And that is the most played deck, right?
Yeah.
So,
what was your least played deck?
Least played deck was a lot of the decks that got 0 plays that aren't on here. There are quite a few. Like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 decks that I played exactly once.
Okay. What's the next? What did you play twice?
1, 2, 3 decks that I played twice. Do you want to hear them?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. So there's an interesting bit here. Like one of the decks I only played once was your Saheeli, the gifted deck, right? I borrowed it from you.
Yeah.
So quite a few of the 1 plays are that phenomenon where I borrowed somebody else's deck.
Right.
The 2 plays were 8.5 tails. My mono white deck, needs a little help. Maybe didn't play that much.
Maybe add another color.
Eureka, the Tiger's Shadow, the Demir Ninja deck. I only played twice.
You only played twice?
Yep.
Wait, but you built that last year though.
Correct.
Okay. Because I remember it felt like you played it a bunch of times in a row. but that was last year. Okay.
And then the other one is Kess Dissident Mage.
Yours or mine?
Mine. I only played it twice.
Word.
Okay, Zach. The next question in this data-driven episode is, which deck of mine had the best win percentage? And I'm not going to be cheesy and be like, oh, I only played that deck once and it won. Like, I'm not going to do those kind of things. Like,
yeah,
I really wanted to play at least 3 times or more.
Right. I'm trying to think. I don't know that it was Grenzo. I'm trying to think of what it might have been.
Should we talk about what Grenzo's win percentage was? Since we already talked about it, I played it 17 times and I won 5 games with it. So that comes into 29%.
I want to say you've probably won most with Gonti this year.
Okay, Gonti I played 8 times.
Okay.
And I won 3 times. So 38%.
Okay.
Okay, so what other decks do you think I've got some pretty good win percentages with?
Thrasios and Vile Smasher.
Okay, Thrasios and Vile Smasher I played 6 times. And I won exactly twice. So 33.33 repeating percentage, of course.
Okay.
On that one. So pretty good still.
Your league deck, Kadena?
Okay.
Well, wait. So that's like no.
League deck is Elsha of the Infinite.
Yeah, Elsha of the Infinite. How about
that? That one has a very good win percentage. I've played 6 games with it and I've won 4 of those 6.
That's pretty good.
So that is a 67% win rate. Or 66.66 repeating, of course, percentage. 2/3. Fractions.
Repeating forever.
Yes.
Infinitely.
Okay, so shall I tell you one that might be surprising?
Yes. Braids?
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so this is my Braids Conjure Adept deck. It's very much based on DJ from Jumbo Commanders, his mono blue Braids deck. It's about like 15 cards different.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to play. I like playing it. I like playing against it.
Yeah, that one, I've played it 7 times this year.
Okay.
How many times do you think it won?
Like 3.
6.
Really?
That deck just always wins.
I thought, for some reason, I thought you got like getting screwed over when you played it. Like, so everyone.
I mean, a lot of times people do kill Braids, but
I mean, I've never killed a Braids. I'll put it that way.
What ends up happening is the deck goes really long, and then crazy value happens with like a bunch of cap sizes, and like the deck just kind of like grabs control of the late game. So, and everybody's like playing their own like big cards. So. I don't know. It's got a really, really good win percentage. So
that's pretty good.
Thank you, DJ. And actually, so just for the folks at home, that's 86% win percentage. So
repeating anything?
No, I'm not sure.
Cool.
6 out of 7. Okay. So there's one on here that's pretty good. I played my Jaya Ballard Task Mage deck.
Oh, I forgot about. I didn't think about that one.
And I've played it 8 times.
Okay.
And I won exactly twice, and that works out to 25%.
Okay. I'm trying to think what other decks you play.
We talked about Kadena, the Slinking Sorcerer. That's like my Morphs deck. What do you think? Number 1, how many times do you think I played it?
4, 5.
Actually 8.
Really?
Yep. I play that one a lot. And
I think you'd had the chance to play it that much. I would say that your win rate's probably pretty high on that one, like 80%-ish.
It's 50%. I've won 4 of the 8 games I played with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we're diving deep here. There's one that's in here that's going to be a little bit maybe surprising. What do you think about Golos, the Tireless Pilgrim?
I forgot you had a Golos deck. And it counts the rotisserie games too, I assume.
It does.
I want to say you probably played that one less than 10, but at the higher end of that, like 8-ish. And I feel like you probably have a pretty high win percentage with that one too.
Okay, so Golos, the Tireless Pilgrim, I played it exactly 4 times. Although there is another one in here where I played Maddie from the Motherships.
Oh yeah, you played
Golos.
Maddie's. Okay.
I won when I played his deck the one time.
Yeah.
And of the 4 games I played with my own version of it,
you won all 4?
Won all 4. Yeah. 100% win rate.
Okay.
Yeah. Turns out Golos is pretty good, and
needs to get banned.
Yeah, Expropriate and Time Stretch are also real good.
Yeah.
That's usually how I ended up winning with that deck.
Do you have 2 Expropriates?
I do.
So jealous.
I opened one in a draft.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Okay, so let's see. Is there anything else interesting to talk about here? Wrath Capuchin Ship's Mage. We did an episode about that, right?
Yeah.
That one I played 7 times and I won exactly twice for a win total of 29%.
I was thinking you'd probably play that one less because I remember that one like, and I think this is kind of what one of the decks that helped make you think of like doing the stable thing because like it needed draw and you were like, I'm going to update this deck, and then it never happened.
Okay, and so the most recent entry here is Emery Lurker of the Lock, and I've played it 3 times.
And you've won 3 times.
No, I've won exactly once, so 33% again.
That's right, because I've been there all 3 times. Because I'm there for 70% of your games.
Yes, well, no, it's 70 out of 95.
Oh, 70.
Well, yeah, it's pretty close to.
That's pretty close to 70%.
It's a little above 70%.
Yeah.
Okay.
72.11111.
So I don't know if this was like super bad for the folks listening at home. There are a lot of numbers talk, but I don't know. I thought it was like really interesting.
I think it is interesting. Like, I think it'd be fine.
And this is something that like I love that I have, and I can go back and like look at it later and go, okay, you know, which decks aren't winning that much. Although I will say like a lot of those numbers are above the 25% mark where I think they should be. So
yeah,
I think, you know, maybe there's something to be considered of there. And we'll probably talk about that a little bit later in this episode.
And the cool thing is like with the data you've collected, like later on, if you think of like another data point you want to like extrapolate from that data, it's like already there. You just have to like get Lee to make it.
Yeah. Just text Lee. All right, Zach, the next question. How many different decks do you think I played this year?
I thought you told me that already. 12.
12. It's a little higher than that. I've played 22 different decks.
Really?
Yep.
Let me see the list.
All right, hold on. There's a list. For the folks at home, Zach is staring at the iPad, counting it, trying to see how many. I did double check, by the way.
Yeah. Legit. I believe
it's 22. There's a couple of, like I said, there's a bunch in there I only played the one time. So 22 decks is a lot to play in a year. And the ones I borrowed were, let's see, yours and Maddie's and Alden's. So
I remember that.
Yeah, his Edgar Markov deck. So I played 19 of my own decks and 3 decks of folks that
loan decks to you.
Yeah. So I have a lot of decks is the answer to that question.
Yep. Ryan with 9 decks.
All right. So the next question is, how many different people do you think I played against this year? And this is tough, right? Because you can't just like extrapolate like number of games because there's 4 and 5 and 6 player games.
Yeah. How many 4-player games did you play?
It was like 70% were 4-player games. There's the.
I'm closing my eyes and I'm thinking for the listeners.
Here's the graph again if you want to see it.
Okay. 4 times 70, that'd be 140. 160.
Carry the one.
Oh, wait, no, that's not right. I'm gonna say you played with 60 different people.
That's pretty close. It's 81.
Okay.
And that feels really good, right? Like I played with 81 separate people this year. And like, let's take a second to talk about that. Like,
that's 81 people you met. Like,
or knew already, but yeah, a lot of them were new folks, right?
Yeah.
Like when we traveled to MagicFest and stuff. And so that's why I'm like so excited for us to go to MagicFest next year.
And that's what I'm saying. If people want to play us in Austin, we're going to be there.
Yes. Thank you, Channel Fireball.
Thanks, Channel Fireball.
Yeah. Okay. So 81 people. That's what's amazing about Commander.
Yeah.
Right? Like this is like opportunities for me to interact with other people, to learn about them, to share their life for a little bit,
right,
and to kind of have this like fun thing together. So honestly, like, it's Christmas time. What better gift could I ask for, really?
Right. And that's like something that like Joe and I were talking about. And I don't remember how this came up, but he told me like when he like first met you and we first like played a game that he was real impressed with like how you like talk to people. You ask them about their lives and what's going on and you try to make conversation.
I definitely do. Yeah.
And it's something I've seen you do too, to keep everyone engaged because I'm too busy trying to like figure out how my combo works. And you're like, and like Joe was like, that's really cool. And yeah, I think that is something cool that you do.
Yeah, I really do like to like fill in those times, like,
for sure.
Like just to find out about people and like how long they've been playing or what their favorite commander is. It's I'm a very social creature,
Right.
and that's one of the things I love about Commander so much. And
That's why we're called Commander Social, because Ryan's so social.
boom, it all comes together. Like
Ryan's the commander. I'm learning.
with a bow on it.
we should rename the podcast to Ryan Social.
There you go. Just the last 4 though. All right. Okay. So yeah, no, that actually, that is one of the best things about Commander. So
Yeah.
All right. So now we're gonna do notable win-loss ratios against specific people. Okay.
Okay.
So, who did I have the best record against that I played 5 or more times?
Me.
Let's see. That is correct.
Yeah. Shocker.
Let's
Shocker.
see. Let's scroll up and actually find it.
I mean, I believe you. I'm trying to think like who else you would have played a bunch.
A lot of the people from League.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I was like John or Brando.
Okay, yeah, okay. So let's go with those. So you best record against you, and we'll go into the actual numbers here in a bit. Who did I have the worst record against? That I played 5 or more times.
John.
Close. Okay.
or like Dana maybe.
No. So
Your own wife?
no, I don't think I have any games against Kelly this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's busy.
She is.
Okay, so notable win ratios. Okay.
Oh, you know who I bet beat you the most?
Who's that?
TH.
That is correct. TH
Yeah.
has my number. I played against the intern 14 times this year. How many wins?
That he get?
No, how many wins did I get? And again, we should
4.
point out these stats are hard to calculate because it's like I played against Elliot 14 times, but like how many of those games did he win? We don't know. It's just how many of the games of those 14 did I win?
Oh, you didn't. So that's one thing that Dan the Mustache Man's thing has. It says who wins.
No, I have who wins, but like
You don't know if you beat.
like I didn't go and like, okay, like I played against 81 people. I didn't like go calculate each one of their win percentages because that would have been a lot of work.
Would it have been with science the way that it is now?
Well, you know what? Well,
Technology?
maybe we'll talk to Lee about this later.
Okay.
So I played against 14 times against
Right.
Elliot, and you think I won 4.
Yes.
The number is 0. If TH was in a game, I did not win it.
And I've seen you try so hard. Electrodometer 23. Nope.
In the end,
Oh,
it
man.
didn't even matter.
Man, Tiny Hands has an advantage. He's holding more cards than you.
Yeah, well, but it's harder for him to do it.
So they used to make these things when I was a kid. I'd seen the little catalog. It was like the Harriet something catalog.
Okay.
And it just sounded like gimmicks, but they held the thing. What it was 2 little plastic cups, like with a thing holding them in the middle, and like you could stick your cards in. You could hold this thing, and your cards would be spread out in it.
Okay, yeah.
We should get one of those for him for Christmas.
Yeah, there you go. Merry Christmas, Elliot. Okay, so the next person that I had a really awful win percentage against
Was me.
no. Actually, we can go to yours. Okay, I won 7 of the games that I played with you, so 7 out of 70, so 10%.
How many of those did I win?
We'll get to that later. And like I said, I don't have like.
Oh, that's right. My bad. I forgot.
Okay, so other notable win ratios. How many? Okay, let's go to the next one. So you knew my win record against TH was really bad.
Yes.
There's somebody else that is a patron of the show, and my win percentage is pretty bad against him too.
Dan?
That is correct. I played 12 games with Danny K this year.
Okay.
How many games do you think I won?
1.
How about 0?
Oh, man.
Dan has my number. If Dan was in a game, I did not win.
Okay. Dan rolls hard. His decks are.
Villains.
Yep. That deck's so good.
Okay, so here's another one that may shock you.
Okay.
Okay, I played 17 games against Brando Calrissian.
Right.
How many of those do you think I won?
How many did you win?
7. I played 17.
Like 3.
1.
Wow.
Brandon has my number pretty darn well.
He does.
And so I think a lot of the things I'm noticing here is like those people do tend to go after me, and rightly so, by the way. Just for the folks at home.
Their threat assessment's not wrong.
Okay. The only other notable one I had here was Big John.
Yeah.
Hashtag get Big John.
Right.
I played against Big John 7 times this year.
Okay.
How many games do you think I won where he was at the game?
2.
Only 1.
Wow.
1 out of 7 times.
Hashtag get Big John. Like that needs to be happening more.
Hashtag got by Big John.
Yeah, right.
So I found this part particularly interesting. Again, it's really hard to read into these numbers because, like, you know, of those 14 games I played with Elliot, he didn't win 14 of them. Right. And it'd be cool to like go back and do that math. But I just thought it was very interesting. Most notably, Dan, I'm coming for you. When I see you next, we are going to battle, sir.
You are cordially invited to fight. He's coming in February.
Actually, so one thing I should point out, I'm not exactly sure why, because there was one game in it. Maybe I didn't win. Maybe it was the first game of the rotisserie. I just came in the top half. But I think I won that game. So there might be something off with the math here. I might have been 1 out of 12 with Dan.
Was Dan in round 1 with you on the rotisserie? Because I believe you won that game.
I think I did. You know, the interesting part is like some of might have said Danny K and some of them might have just said Dan. I might not have been very consistent with my naming of my opponents.
Right.
So
what'd you put for me?
Actually, I went back and found one time in the spreadsheet I'd labeled you as XACK.
Nice.
And I did fix that.
Appreciate it.
For the folks at home. You know, just a little peek behind the curtain. Okay.
Man.
So go ahead.
I don't know what I was gonna say.
All right, okay.
Man, go.
So we talked about those bad win records. Okay. So here's the big one, right? This is the other one. So like I said, the reason I wanted to do this is I wanted to see how many games I played in a year.
Yeah.
I also really wanted to know like what my overall win-loss percentage was because, you know, we've talked about this before in the past on the show, but if all things being equal, you're sitting down to a game, you really should only win about a quarter of them or 25%, right? And I was really curious as to like, you know, where I fit in that spectrum.
Right.
So Zach, what is my overall win-loss percentage?
37.
37. That's pretty close.
Like I think you win 37% of the time.
I actually win 41% of the time.
Okay.
That's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah,
it's too much. I need to do something different. I'm not sure what it is.
I don't know if you've heard about the Zach Taylor 75% rule. Where you just start playing at 50%.
That's what I should do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like a little embarrassed about that actually. I was like, man, that's kind of too much. Like,
I mean, to be fair, like, and I'm not just saying this because we're friends or on the show, but you are a legitimately good Magic player. You've been playing for a long time. Like, I think there are reasons for this. Another one is that sometimes you puppet me into doing your dirty work and then kill me.
And you were in 70 of the games. So.
I know. So, you know, like, I did it a bunch of times.
I mean, you're probably not wrong. You're probably not wrong. So,
true.
You know, I'm definitely going to have to like, just like come after you way more.
Yeah.
When we play. I think that's what's going to happen.
No,
okay.
let's not do that.
All right. So, Zach, what do you think your overall win-loss percentage is? And of course, caveat here, you know, you played other games that aren't in the spreadsheet.
Right. But so this is games that we were in together.
Yeah. So of the 70 games that we played, how many do you think you won?
The 70, I'm gonna say 20.
It is less than that.
10.
It is less than that.
1.
7. So that's a 10% win ratio.
I mean, hey, at least I'm not over the 25%. So
Fun is zero sum, and
I mean, the thing is, like,
it's not.
I play Commander differently than a lot of people.
You
too,
do,
because like I don't always care about winning. Like, I mean, I want to win. Everybody wants to win, but like, I want to see cool stuff happen.
And you've actually said that many times on the show, and I was actually thinking about that. Like when I saw this number, I was like, you know, Zach really does try to make sure everyone has a good time at the table, and you really do want to see cool stuff happen, right? So, I don't know.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I mean, plus, like, I know all the games I didn't play with you, I won.
Yeah, right. So, like, you probably played like 20 or so without me, and then you put that on top, and you're above the 25%.
Yeah, for sure. Brandon, like, so we have an EDH night at my house on Tuesdays that Ryan's not invited. No, Ryan can't come because he's busy. But with some friends I met at a shop and Brando, and you know, I'd say I win about 50% of those games. Brandon wins the other 50%.
Well, here's the thing: if I'm not in a game, you're definitely much more likely to win it.
I mean, that's true.
Just based on the numbers.
Yeah. I think that's correct. Maybe we should play less games together. No, I would definitely not want that.
No, I definitely don't want that.
I'd rather play a game with you and lose than play a game without you, Ryan.
Oh, you are the wind beneath my wings, Zach. Okay, so that's all the information I had prepared from the spreadsheets.
Word.
So, Zach, I was just curious if you had any other questions for me here, since I've got all the data in front of me. Is there anything else I could try to divine from ye olde spreadsheet?
I mean, this one isn't so much data-driven, so much of a data-driven question, but like, I don't know, now that you've done this for a year and you're looking at these statistics, like, I think the listeners probably want to know too. I think we all know the answer, but do you feel like it was worth it to do this?
Absolutely. I 100% encourage everyone out there to give this a try. It's hard to keep up with, but like I said, there's a lot of that downtime in the game.
Seems worth it.
And if you can just like go, okay, well, I'll you get into the flow of doing it, and there's potential that I missed a game or two here and there. Like that definitely maybe happened.
It's not that big of a deal.
But it's also really cool because I can go back and just like look at the games and like look at the summaries of them, and like, I can see like how I lost or how other people are winning, or like, another thing that would be really cool to do with this would be like how many of each commander were played.
That's what I was about to ask. Do you have what commander you played against the most?
I don't. That would be pretty hard to divine because I'd have to like, again, science. Maybe it's easy, but we'll have to talk to Lee about that one.
Okay.
But yeah, like because it's like, well, if there's like a 6-player game and I have all the different columns, but there's not data in some of them, and I don't know.
No, I get how the programming language for that could be difficult. No, that's about all I've got.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll just go ahead and hit that, and we'll we'll just bring it to a close here. So, in summary, this all kind of started with me going like, how many games of Commander do I play in a year? And part of it was just, I just want to know, like, I invest so much into this game and this community, and like, how many games am I playing? And I think Dana's at like 300 plus. Right.
Yeah, that guy's,
and I mean,
that's a machine.
That's amazing. That's so cool. Like, Dana, huge props.
Word.
You make awesome content, and even just seeing your games on Twitter is super awesome.
Word.
But like, I'm actually pretty happy with that number for me. Right. My life is really full, and there's a lot of stuff going on. But I played almost 100 games this year, and you multiply that by like 1.5, 2 hours. That's a lot of hours of fun.
Yeah,
I had this year. And the content that we created as a result of a lot of those games is kind of priceless to me. Like,
agreed.
And actually, I mean, just being able to be a part of this community, and have this place where we can interact with folks, that is priceless.
Yeah, and like that's the cool thing about Magic, right? It's like it brings like all sorts of different people play Magic, that have different other interests besides that, but like we all overlap in Magic, and you meet just like people, you meet like cosplayers or other content creators. Or
pen and paper RPG players.
Yeah, or people who like do the altars or into art, or who paint like Warhammer miniatures. Like, I've just met so many people in general, and I think that's cool. And I think this kind of like shows that that's true. You do meet a lot of people in playing Commander. So yeah, Commander, it's the bestest.
All right. So final question to the audience out there. Was this episode interesting? Did you make it all the way here? Do you want to record your games? Do you want to hear about our games next year if we record them? We really are interested, like I said,
for sure.
At the top of the show. We really want to bring you content that you want to consume, and we hope this is interesting. Yeah. And if it is, please do let us know, because you guys really do get to shape like what we produce. Yeah,
for sure. Like, I mean, it's definitely interesting to us, but like maybe it's not to you. Let us know.
Special thanks to our super patrons. You can check us out at patreon.com/commandersocial and join at the Your Name in Lights tier if you want to be here as well. Okay, so I hope everyone out there had a wonderful Christmas and happy holidays for all the folks out there that don't celebrate Christmas. We are just so grateful that you let us into your, life, basically.
Yeah.
Every week, week in and week out. Mm-hmm. And we really appreciate you so much. And, until next week, this is Ryan.
And this is Zach
saying, keep it social.